Have you noticed this? The more you focus on a challenge, the heavier it feels. Your chest tightens, your thoughts spin, and your energy drops. But the moment you picture the result you really want, your body shifts, your breathing opens, there's space again. That isn't random, that's training. Today, I want to explore what happens when we focus more on the challenge than the result. Not as some mindset trick, but as a pattern your nervous system learns. Because whichever one you repeat, challenge or result, that becomes who you're training yourself to be. When your focus locks onto a challenge, your whole system falls in line with it. Take something as simple as thinking, I don't have enough time. It seems harmless, just stating the facts. But watch what happens. The moment you focus there, your body tightens. Emotionally, you feel the weight of overwhelm, maybe even panic. From that state, your thoughts begin to echo the same theme. I'll never catch up. I have to rush. I can't relax. And when your thoughts are shaped that way, your actions follow. You work in a scattered way, jumping between tasks, rarely completing anything. So, what's being trained here isn't just an accurate description of reality. What's being trained is a nervous system conditioned to live in overwhelm. And the more often you run that cycle, the faster your system picks it up. Tomorrow, you won't even need to say the phrase, I don't have enough time. Your body will already know the state by heart. This is why focusing on challenges almost never produces solutions, because the emotional state being reinforced is the very state of the problem itself. So now let's flip it. Imagine instead that your focus is on the result. Today, I'll complete the 3 things that matter most. Immediately, something shifts. The focus itself gives you direction. Instead of feeling scattered, there's a sense of clarity about where to aim. Emotionally, the nervous system steadies. There's more certainty in your body, maybe even a spark of enthusiasm. From that emotional state, your thoughts become more constructive. You begin asking, what's the smartest order here? Where should I begin so I can finish strong? Those kinds of thoughts lead to different actions. You sit down and actually finish tasks. You work with more intention. You close loops instead of leaving them open. Same external workload, same environment, but because your focus shifted from challenge to result, your nervous system trained an entirely different state. And here's the deeper point. Result focus doesn't just help you think positive, it conditions your system to live in alignment with what you want to create. The more often you do it, the more natural it becomes. Over time, the nervous system learns to stabilize in certainty instead of overwhelm. Your thoughts flow more clearly. Your actions align more consistently. And the results you experience begin to change. If this is landing, hit subscribe. I share these breakdowns every week to help you train your inner world with structure and clarity. Here's where many capable people get stuck. They tell themselves, if I don't focus on the problem, how will I solve it? It sounds logical. It even feels responsible. But it's a misperception. Because the state you bring to the challenge is what determines the quality of your solution. Bring frustration and you'll come up with reactive short-term fixes. Bring clarity and you'll see creative, sustainable paths forward. It's not about ignoring problems. It's about training the emotional state that makes your solutions effective. I worked with someone who often said, I'm always behind no matter what. I can't catch up. That was pure challenge focus. And what it trained in their nervous system wasn't efficiency, it was exhaustion. But when they shifted their focus toward the result, something like, I'm committed to completing the priorities that move things forward today, their body responded differently. The nervous system stopped buzzing with exhaustion and settled into clarity. From there, their thoughts became sharper. Their actions produced traction. Same workload, different state, different results. So let's talk about some of the hidden patterns that keep people circling challenges. One common pattern is rehearsing limitation. Every time someone says, I can't do this, it never works, there's nothing I can do, they're literally practicing the emotional state of defeat. And the more they practice it, the more familiar defeat feels in the body. Another pattern is confusing stress with productivity. Some people believe if they feel stressed, that must mean they're working hard. But stress doesn't equal productivity. Stress simply trains the nervous system to normalize intensity. Over time, stress becomes the baseline state, even when the workload doesn't demand it. And a third pattern is mistaking problem focus for responsibility. People will say, I'm just being realistic. I'm just naming what's wrong. But naming the challenge isn't responsibility. True responsibility is choosing the state that allows you to act in alignment with what matters. Every one of these patterns works the same way. They strengthen the reflex to default to the challenge. And every time the reflex strengthens, the state of stuckness becomes easier to access. So, how do you shift? How do you retrain the nervous system to focus on results instead of challenges? It follows the same progression. Focus leads to emotion, emotion shapes thought, and thought drives action. It begins with focus. You ask yourself, what result am I orienting toward? Then emotion. What emotional state matches that result? Is it certainty? Is it enthusiasm? Is it respect? From there, your thoughts follow the state. Instead of spiraling into, I'll never catch up, your mind naturally asks, what's the next best step? Or what would move me closer to finishing? And finally, your actions express the state you've chosen. You move more deliberately. You complete what you begin. You align your behavior with the direction you've decided on. That cycle, repeated again and again, is how result focus becomes the nervous system's default setting. Over time, it's not just your results that shift, it's your identity. You become the kind of person whose baseline state is clarity and certainty, not overwhelm and doubt. If you're hearing this and thinking, this sounds like me, you're not broken, you've just been training a state that no longer serves you. And the good news is this, anything that's been trained can be retrained. So here's the heart of it. Every moment, you're training one of two states. You're either reinforcing the state of the challenge, stress, overwhelm, doubt, or you're reinforcing the state of the result, certainty, clarity, enthusiasm. One path makes your nervous system better at producing what you don't want. The other builds the capacity to create what you do want. It's not about ignoring reality. It's about choosing which state you want to strengthen today. Because whichever one you choose most often, that's the one your system learns to prefer. And whichever one your system learns to prefer eventually becomes who you are. If you're ready to stop managing symptoms and start training a steady, resilient inner state, I've built a system for that. It integrates focus, emotion, and nervous system. So you don't just understand your patterns, you actually shift them. The link's below. I also share practices weekly on Instagram at Mike Wang Coaching. And you can join the newsletter for more depth. Thanks for watching, and remember, every moment is a rep. Choose carefully. I'll see you in the next video.